Hey yo, this is your good friend Josiah. Welcome to my Lutheran Connections online TV, where we bring you the best in education, information, and entertainment. Don't touch your dial.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to say a big welcome to my Lutheran Connection. Today is the last Sunday in the year, and we hope that we all see 2026. I want to say welcome to my two brothers in studio, one from Atlanta, Georgia, and one from Minneapolis. At this time, we will go straight to Atlanta, Georgia, to my brother Woody. What's up from Atlanta?
Atlanta is great. We are doing well. Um we went to service today, and we're glad that we're able to be in service as Good Shepherd Lutheran Church, Chapel Hill Road.
What happened?
And glad that we we're done with digging snow. Very peaceful weather.
How many you dog?
I mean, we're done with that. That's
How
weird. Being
much?
that's in my view mirror now. I can't. No, I'm not digging no more snow. So, if you guys want to enjoy better weather, good environment, come on down Georgia. I'm telling you.
Okay, waiting. I don't know how much snow you have, dog, but
No,
I think you just like to poke in the
I
whole
dug
snow
snow for
cracks.
years. I
You
dug
just
snow
want
for
to be
years. I'm gonna
poking
tell
in the
you.
whole snow cracks because I think you are the year you know got one day of snow.
No, that's what I'm saying. I dug snow for years, so I'm done with that. I'm done with digging snow.
Yeah,
Man,
that's
you ain't really
not,
experienced the snow yet.
I
Come to me.
know.
No,
Where you hold on.
Elijah, what news
no more.
for Minneapolis?
Well, speaking of snow, Minneapolis is pretty much cool. Went to service, came back. But speaking of the snow, currently we have a snow 40 right now, and we are expecting about 7 inches of snow today. So we are pretty much really, really white right now. But other than that, everything is well, and we're looking forward to a beautiful show today.
Okay, look for the beautiful show. And I guess the Christmas was okay because I didn't hear anybody talking about the Christmas celebration. Or
Oh,
we have forgotten about the Christmas so quick, barely 2 days after everyone have forgotten now about the Christmas.
no,
How
Christmas
did
was
you
good.
guys spend the Christmas?
Yeah, Christmas for me, Christmas was really good. I had my nieces and nephews and my brother-in-law flying from Atlanta. They came to Minnesota. So we had a really wonderful Christmas. Yeah, it was good. It was kind of like a bittersweet, as you know. Like my stepmom passed away, so we had that in the family dealing with that at the same time. But we had to also celebrate Christmas. So yeah, it was kind of bittersweet, but yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I could tell from the photo, the pajamas photo.
I know, right?
Was all around the place. The family photo.
Yeah, a
Woody and
lot of
his family, Elijah and his family, all of the family's photo were just popping out on Facebook.
yeah,
Woody,
and
what
I
did you
and I,
think?
I could see you peacefully sitting beside your tree
Peacefully
all by
sitting so
yourself.
sorrowfully sitting. Even
No, now I was just telling the couple today. I said,
getting for the seated in front of one Christmas tree.
no,
I saw the kids were watching from distance and I said, "Oh,
yeah,
mommy, we miss you though."
Oh, God. Hey, Woody, I was,
but
yes.
So I mean, like Elijah said, Christmas was great. I mean, I mean to be real, really, and it was one of the Christmas, that we really celebrated, and we were very, very grateful. The fact that last Christmas, um, my wife was in the hospital and she was discharged like on the eve of Christmas last year, and in the same, prior to Christmas in the same December, uh, my mother-in-law also was admitted in the same month. So it was a little bit last year, but this year, everyone was home, in good health, good spirit. So we were very, 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 thankful and grateful that we could, all be together celebrating Christmas. Um, you see, for me, Christmas, I just want to share a little bit, um, except the fact that, as a Christian, Christian, and what, Christmas celebrating, the birth of our Lord and Savior. I mean, eh, I mean, I'm very grateful for Christmas because this festive season just brings so much joy. It brings so much joy, that connection with people, even some people that you haven't even uh, talked to for a long time. Christmas, during the time of Christmas, people tend to reconnect. So it was just all about reconnection, about the communication, and getting in touch with other people, from far away. And I think it was a wonderful time, wonderful opportunity that we could gather together. And again, as you know, that my wife graduated, so all of that, we just,
Oh, yes,
you know,
double celebration.
yeah, yeah.
Well, you said your daughter graduated?
No, no,
His
that's,
wife, his
Your
wife,
wife graduated?
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's good.
yeah, yeah.
Congratulations, man.
Oh, thank you, brother. Yeah, so great show. Looking forward to a great show. We had a
Oh,
wonderful
that's
time this year.
yummy.
We had a wonderful time this year. I know we're gonna go through it, but it was a great moment, great experience, from January 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the fact that we all saw the Christmas, and I think that alone we should be grateful to God for. Yeah, it was. What happened? My eyes leaking. Tears.
Is your eye crying?
Yeah, just leaking.
Elijah, when you say I cry, I'm gonna share this with you, right? One time,
Yeah, I know what
I remember,
happened.
I remember back there in Guinea. So my aunt, I was very sickly. So my
Mm,
aunt, and I couldn't take the chloroquine injection, only the Quinimax injection.
mhm.
So my aunt had called me to give me an injection, and she said, "Come here." And I went and said, "Come on here, so you take your medicine." So I said, "No, auntie, I'm not sick. When am I here sick?"
Look at
Yeah,
what you're
it's okay.
saying.
Yeah, when am I here sick? I'm not sick.
Okay. Head up out of your body, huh?
Exactly.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, we all are grateful. For me, I had a wonderful day home. Stayed the whole day home. I had invitation from our pastors and his wife, but I didn't go. Yeah, they had something, but I didn't go. I was just quiet that whole day.
I know you're missing Liberia.
Yeah, I'm missing my girls. I'm missing my girls, my children.
You're missing all of your kids celebrating Christmas. Was it
Yeah,
the first Christmas in America? Yeah, Canada?
no, my chair.
Oh, well, I think you should be used to it by now.
My chair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It was, it
eventually.
was, it was, it was okay. Yeah, it was okay.
Okay.
Okay, like we said, we are going to do our year-end review. We will also open the line for people to call in and make that contribution. Hi, Ben. for the period, the 1 year 2025. What was our expectation of my MLC talk? Did we meet your expectation? We didn't meet your expectation. What really you people expected of us to do go against any uh, anything we did wrong during the period? Did we fall short? Exactly, we will. But at the end of the day, we all disagree to agree. So you can place your call, you can give all your comments. We will read your comment. You can give us your advice, what you want to see. You can propose what you want to see for 2026. But we just review all of our those major things that we talk on. Although there were a lot of issues that we talk about, lots of issues that we talk about. Yeah, but those major ones. That one of the things that grabbed my heart when it comes to the pastor pension, that was one of it that grabbed my heart. Yeah, and I think we are finding a way forward. We are seeing parishes coming out. Like for last week, we hosted the parish council chair of Partnersville, and he said they have come up with some strategy to see how best uh, they are paying the pastor pension. That is the 60%. So at least there's a way forward here. So we hope other those parishes that haven't put anything in place when it comes to pastor pension, hope they learn from that. They follow examples, or they come up with their own strategies in raising funds when it comes to pastor payment. So that was one of the things that caught my heart. And another thing again that caught my heart was the issue of accountability within the church. We all should be accountable of what we do, of our actions, even financial accountability, system accountability, our own moral, our own life. I mean, everything we should be accountable for. If we say we are sweeper in a church, we should be committed to that. That we need a sweep, we should be committed to that. These are our accountability. So those are the two things. Although, like I said, we had a lot, but those things, those two, it really caught my heart. Probably when we are discussing, it will come up, things will come up, and we will discuss it. But we are looking at our year-end review. What are those major things that caught your heart? Some major podcasts, some major topics that we discuss that now, because we discuss it and we are seeing some changes, or we are seeing some improvement in that area. So we all can look at that. Woody, Elijah, our listening audience, take notes, send all your expectation or proposal for 2026 and tell us where we fall short during the period. We'll have to work on it and we'll appreciate your sincerity. Thank you.
Yeah, couple. Thank you for at least highlighting those two. I know there were a series of things that we talked about during the year in review. One of those was the pension, and then the rioting of Phoebe campus, and the saga with the bishop, and then also accountability situation things around TEF and the LCL, and then we talk about sustainability of the parishes and discussing the looking at different ways in which parishes can sustain themselves and also sustain the ability of the LCL. But we just and these are some of the things that we talk about them, and we know that there were some promises made that there will be ratification to some of these things, especially for the pension. I know when we discussed the pension, we had the opportunity to talk to the current BA for the LCA Rain Pay. He got on the show and made mention that they understand that there are a lot of discrepancy within the pension scheme for the LCL, and there are plans for the LCL to visit or to revisit the pension plan and come out with some realistic documentation to meet present day's reality. So we are hoping that if God blesses us, we all can enter 2006 together. We are hoping that maybe these are some of the things that we'll be making follow up on to see how far the LC is going with the ratification of the pension document, because it's very much essential to the livelihood of our pastors. You have people who have given their life to the LCO through service, through the service of the sacrament. They are preaching and they are visiting and just they go. The life. Sometimes when I just think about my dad and my late dad, peace be unto his ashes, and the kind of work he did, right? Like sometimes the pastors, they have their own situation, they have their own family situations to deal with, but yet then still their phones going off consistently because their parishioners are looking up to them for solution to problems they are facing as well. So sometimes parishioners sees the pastor as being an immortal being that is so much immune to crisis, but sometimes we forget to know that the pastor is a human being as well. And once they're doing all of the things that we want them to do and we are happy, we applaud the pastors. But once the pastor does something a little bit wrong, oh, the whole pastor did that. All of the negative adjectives, we will use them on our pastors for making one mistake. But at this point, I think the LCL needs to look at her pension scheme, because this is the reward that these pastors get after they leave ministry. And in as much as it is a reward that they get after ministry, it should be something tangible, not again the ends meet where you get out of ministry, or some of them cannot even leave from ministry because they are still struggling to believe what they would get after ministry, because the pension document, the way in the structure, if you do not pay your pension and you do not meet the threshold when you retire, you're going to receive the bare minimum. You know, so there's so many needs there, and there's so many work that needs to be done around the LCL pension scheme, so that we can reward service, benefit to our pastors after they retire. So that is very much important, and I'm really looking forward to that point when the LCL can sit around the table and look at how they can honor and appreciate the servicemen and women that are on those in those rural parishes and preaching points that are serving the LCL day and night. Because if you don't have these people, the pastors, the deacons, the evangelists, if you don't have these people within the LCL, you have no LCL. There will be no church. But these people keeps the church running every day. They are walking distances. They are praying for people, and some of them even leave their own. They leave their families in different crises, but they go into on mission trips just to preach the word of God to people in rural areas and stuff like that. So I think there's a need to actually look for some reward program. Even if the LCA cannot come up with a standardized salary scheme right now, there should be some reward program for especially rural pastors. The rural pastors within the LCA, they sacrifice a lot, but they are rewarded on the minimum. And I think there's a need. If we can have that standardized salary, there should be some reward program for these individuals for those individuals that are serving in rural parishes. So that's one thing I wanted to say about the pension before we move on to other people what he has an opinion as well.
Yeah, Elijah, thank you so much, and also thank you, Couple. This is a great, this is a great conversation. Um, I was just reviewing prior to the show that just about the same time we had 1 year ago, we had this same conversation. A year in review, and trying to retrospect, looking, taking a look at some of the conversation that we had and some of the great individuals that we had invited on this show. Uh, beginning with Reverend Brian Palmer and the Lutheran University system. Uh, Not knowing yet if they have made some improvement on like having two campuses like one university, two campuses, administering two different exams. It's like the left is not talking to the right. What progress, has the Lutheran University made in that aspect? Because they agreed, some of the concerns that were raised, they agreed to work on some of those issues. We yet to find out if they have made those progress, because mind you, right after that conversation, um we received some calls that it wasn't the right time to speak with Lutheran University. I don't know when is the time. The time is never right. We received a lot of calls that it wasn't the right thing, and we called the university. We went as far as saying that we called the university to disgrace them. We didn't like our own. But anyway, um, in everything we do here, we just try to do the best that we can, the little that we can do for the promotion of our church. So, but I'm very much grateful that some of the leaders, see our action in good faith. And also, in retrospect, when our dear friend and brother, the lawmaker, Honorable Small Mulba, appeared on the show. I think it was somewhere back in February, when he appeared in February, and we had a conversation. There were some, points that he made, and stating that he was going to reach out to his colleagues, Lutheran colleagues in the house, and see how best they could work on some issues. There were some concerns raised about
Phoebe.
About Phoebe, and he said that he said he's gonna reach out to his colleagues. So, I mean, it's almost a year now, so hopefully we can make follow up in 2026. And
To
also,
that point, I think there has been some work done in that on that front, because
okay,
I see that the current budget that's coming out, I think Phoebe has been budgeted for around $2 million in the current
okay,
budget.
wonderful,
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
the
wonderful.
billion dollar budget. So I think Phoebe got something around 2 million in there.
The
So that's
increment,
something
yeah,
we can
increment,
pay
yeah,
for. Yeah, I heard
yeah.
that.
Mm.
So,
So
so,
I'm
so,
sure.
so, So I
Yeah.
think in 2026 we need to circle back with our brother, invite them and kind of compliment their effort. Okay, I would say his effort in the beginning, and if he can tell us that it was the effort of a group of them, uh, that Phoebe today can receive that amount. And I stand to be corrected. This might be the first time a Phoebe will be receiving such an amount. You know,
Yeah, we still need to verify
we
that
still need
though.
to
We
verify.
So
still need to, we need to see past budget,
Yeah.
for the allotment for the
yeah,
allocation for past budget and the current budget, and
Hmm.
let's see the increase in
yeah.
Right, right.
budgetary
and
item.
and, and we in addition to some of our roundtable conversation, we had some great shows. We had some great topics like fit public service, serving uh, uh with Christian value. I think the honorable came in. He addressed that topic. And then we've also had conversation on finding the fit and finance, the in intersectionality of that. So yeah, but of it all, we I want to also retrospect on ALIA, the Association of Liberian Lutherans in the Americas. We had a wonderful conference or assembly here in Atlanta, Georgia. It was the first of its kind that ALIA came down to the southeastern part of the country, and we had a wonderful event. And again, we want to give a shout out to Trinity Lutheran Church for being there with us. Again, what we to close the end of the year with the much talk about drama, the you know the financial saga involving the Lutheran Church, head of the Lutheran Church, and at the
Uh,
end of the at the
yeah,
end of the at
When
the
did
end of the
before,
year.
when did before we go to the bishop, you brought up about the Phoebe
Phoebe,
LWL.
yeah, myself, I want to speak on that
Okay.
Phoebe
I,
issue.
I just want to throw some light on it because this is a work in progress, and we are still following up with this story because we know that there are a lot of things that needs to be done at the LDO level. We know that the Lutheran Church in Liberia and the Lutheran University. I still believe that there's so many challenges that we need to address, given the fact that we still have students who are complaining. I understand that Esther Baker just did a graduation, but
Um,
Phoebe is yet to even
it's year
start.
two.
Is yet to even start this year's semester. So we see some administrative lapses happening here, and I think, like I said before, I think the Lutheran University, the intention to establish the Lutheran University was good, but the transition and take over and the integration process of these existing institutions did not follow through with due process. There was a rush takeover of these institutions without really putting into place an integrated process where you have complete control of the university when you were taking over. Because you all know if you are coming to open a world class university, I don't think this is something that we should just put on our lips and say, we are opening a world class university. It should be expressed in our infrastructure, it should be expressed through our curriculum, and it should be also expressed through our administrative structure, and it should also be reflected on our website. And when you made mention of us when we invited Brian Potmo and the president of the Lutheran University, I did point out to them about the website. Because if you went on the website that Brian Potmo created, it speaks about Lutheranism. It seems like the lay training program in total, the program that was just transcended to the Lutheran, to the theological college. So everything is about Lutheranism, Lutheranism. And I posed this question to them: is that if I went on the LUL website and I'm a non-Lutheran, I'm coming from the Episcopalian background or the Methodist background, how does this website invite me to the Lutheran University? How is it, very exciting to know that this is a theological college, but it's a Lutheran college, but they are teaching theology here, but not Lutheranism. And also, I pointed out that what are the programs that um, we are offering. So if you open the website, you see a Christian education, you see other courses are there. But what are the degrees that you are offering at the Lutheran University? So if I'm doing Christian education, what kind of certificate I'm going to be getting? Is this a bachelor's program? Is this a certificate program? What kind of program am I applying for? So if I open up the website, I should be able to get the different programs and degree granting programs that you are offering. But the website lacks all of these things because we established a university, brought a president, and then took over in already established institution and say, okay, Mr. President, the two directors for these existing institution, Esther Bacon and Phoebe, okay, they are your deans, and you are the president. Boom, you put the president down with no administrative structure around him. There's no vice president for student affairs. There's no controller. There's no administrative structure. Just a president and deans running a Lutheran University. That was wrong. That was a misstep totally, and that led to some of the reality that we are faced with today at Phoebe campus, where we have students had to protest. They had to protest to request some of the things they need, and but kind of what may, I think we had to make follow up with this situation because we had our own big brother Abel Lepelli who was on the show, and we invited him, and he was leading the investigation into the saga that happened on Phoebe campus. How did the situation and how did they respond, or how did they respond to the students' action on Phoebe campus? We still, it's yet to be known to the Lutheran public what happened. What are the
Yep.
recommendations? But only to come find out there were few students that were suspended because of the situation without even us seeing the report. So there's a whole lot of things that needs to be done around the Lutheran University, around structuring and revamping this institution if we really want it to work.
Absolutely, Elijah. I do agree with you 100% that the intention of the Lutheran University, the intention of the establishment of Lutheran University, is a great idea. We all talked about this even during the days of the late Bishop Emeritus. Uh,
Cancel.
what's in peace be unto his soul, Bishop Small Harris. I
Oh,
remember our Lutheran youth, conventions, assemblies, and whenever the bishop, appear for the bishop hour, we will ask the question, when are we going to have a university? When are we going to have a university? So there's a saying that the way the way a tongue would juke you, that's not how you're going to take it out. We cannot mind the fact that because we all want this university, we want this university, we want a university, so we should just start a university in a haphazard manner. I will tell you for a fact, Elijah, even a budget structure for the university was not even in place.
no.
Well, you know what? Listen, in 2018, prior to the assembly for that took place in London, Ontario, Canada, Aliyah made a visit to Canada. They made a preliminary visit to Canada and had a conversation with the Canadians. And this question was asked because at the time this boiling pot was just moving the moving train. I would say that it was just a hot cake, hot button. Lutheran University, Lutheran. So the question was asked: what is the initial budget for starting this university? There was a pause. Then one of the leaders came and said, "Oh, we can have a 25,000 to start." And they were and Lutheran and Aliyah were cautioned. Said, "Listen, 25,000 is unrealistic. Go and find a good budget on how you want to start this university and how we're going to raise this money." I remember also in 2021, we went to Liberia for, I think it was the Lutheran, I think it was the convention or Founders Day in 2021, one of them. And we had a conversation after the convention on the Lutheran compound, including most of the stakeholders, the former health minister, Vapla, and Reverend Jesse King, and everyone. We all sat in there, and great recommendations were made. Even a gentleman who is in Massachusetts, they say he has an expertise in helping to establish universities. And Aliyah will refer to this gentleman. Did Aliyah go to this gentleman? I mean, I guess not, because we have not seen the document. All we decided on doing was, okay, let's start a university. It's like a car. You know what? The car, there's no seat in the car, but you know what? Just get all of the tires and put that on the car, put the frame on the road, and we keep building it up as we keep going. We keep building as we keep going. And a lot of mistakes. I remember, Elijah, you asked this question to Reverend Palmer. Reverend Palmer as well. Can you imagine? He's using his personal email address for not only personal email address, but he's also using his personal Facebook page for an institution. What if Reverend Palmer decides to say, you know what, the university and I fall off today, and I'm going my way, the university is going her way. All of the information that the Reverend Palmer has for the university, he will take it along with him, okay, because there's no bounding contract. All right. Fast forward, you have the university. Great idea. Okay, we have the Phoebe campus, we have the LTI campus, and we have everything. Great idea. Yes. Okay. But what is the system that is put in place to really connect all of these campuses? No. I mean, let's rather be honest, but you cannot talk about a college 7 students. And Reverend Palmer admitted here, the 7 students. Theological
Theological college has 7 students.
theological college, 7 students, and
Oh,
we're
7,
not
6.
huh?
It's at 6.
6. Thank you very much. Thank you. 6. Okay, 6 students. And you're talking about regional college or world college in West Africa or Africa as a whole. Let us start playing with words in this place. If you're saying a renowned university, a world-class university, we should be ready when we're saying these things, because we should put our, we should put a stamp to it when we're saying a world-class university. We should mean what we are saying. I mean, again, not a bad idea to establish this university, but we think that there are a lot of mishaps that happen along the way. And fast forward to the issue at Phoebe campus. All right, I stand again by my statement a few months ago. The action of the bishop, I applaud the action of the bishop for stepping in. The bishop went swiftly. He tried to bring calm to the situation. However, the Lutheran board or Lutheran management, the decision they took to suspend just few students because, quote unquote, they were appointed as ringleaders. I don't think that was a good idea. And the students were never informed that they were going to be, they were going to be suspended or not. They went on campus and they were refused registration, just getting to know that, okay, oh, you're under suspension. You need to erect the person officially and communicate to them, let them know that, listen, you've been suspended, or you are going to be suspended for 2 weeks, or you have been expelled from the school. But you cannot wait for a student to come on campus and saying that, okay, the person, is suspended. That's one. The next thing, our own dear senior comrade, all right, one of the pioneers who drove the vision, okay, who continued to drive the vision of this platform, Brother Abel Leweli. He came on the platform, informed the public that a committee has been set up, an investigation will be made, and he will come and get periodic update. Since then, we have not seen the senior brother come up yet to even just tell us, say, okay, this is how far we are. And at the time, he was not the board chair. And we understand now he's the board chair.
Chair of the board
what led to these students, right? Chair of the board of trustees. So what led to these students being suspended? Okay, what led to these students being suspended? And I will end on this, and a couple you can come in. You can come in if you want to continue with the conversation or a different topic. I mean, where in this word that students have completed all of the courses, all of the requirements, everything, they cannot graduate over 6 months. Let's be real with the Lutheran University. If we have to put a pause to this Lutheran University and fix things, okay, I think would be the best option for the Lutheran University. No one is saying that you should close the Lutheran University down, but we're saying that you can put a pause to it. And, the leadership can still be there, administration can still be there, but let's fix some things. There are a lot of mistakes along the way. There are a lot of broken, pieces that we need to mend together in order to have this Lutheran University be successful as we want it to be. And if we see those issues and fail to identify them or to correct them, guess what's going to happen? We're still going to be having these issues, and they're going to keep happening. Going to keep happening. I mean, I'll be honest. Excuse from the lack of better word. This is a shame on us as Lutherans.
Yes, it is. It is a way when it comes to the Lutheran University. Like we all said, that the way in which it came into being, in as much as we all wanted our own university, but it doesn't stop us from putting in those steps that were required in one owning a university. You cannot have a university if you don't have a budget. How do you run the university for this number of years? You should have this, like, on the line of the 6 students, it happened gradually, right? This year, when we have 6 students, another year, it will increase. Right. So this is why we needed a budget, able to say a 4 or 5 years budget or semester budget, that in as much as we will not get the number of students we will anticipate, but yet then still we will be able to pay our staff because we have budgeted for these people.
Right.
So BA, we get 100 students, we get 50 students. So the fact that we have already budgeted something that even if we can have this as number of students, is an advantage for us. But just in case we go below this number of students, then our budget that we did on our fundings, now we can begin to use them now. This is what we budget for, right? This is what we budgeted for.
But
But in a case where we base our income on our students at the initial opening of the university, we will definitely not succeed. We will not succeed at all because we will not have the number of students that we anticipate. We will not have it. And because we will not have those enrollment, meaning that we will not raise the funding for the number of students to be able to pay our recurring expenditure or expenses.
Yeah.
So these are things that we had, these are things that was to be put in place before going or before opening the university. But again, all is not lost, right?
right.
Yeah, all is not lost. We can stay, pick up from there, provided we are all waiting to do what is right. I think we have talked like the issue of Phoebe Neraya, but Abia said we are going to be giving an update. But for the past months now, we haven't heard from him. So what's the starter? Is it because of the protest that up to now the students have not graduated? Is it because of that? Or it is some business that
Yeah.
the students are not graduating because one of them said they done with affiliation everything and yet and still they haven't heard anything. Another person said they have not even defended that thesis. They haven't defended thesis yet and they're still waiting for a date of defense. And Esther and Baker is now they have put a student. So are we running separate colleges? Like Esther Baker is different, Phoebe is different. I don't know. I know it would not be, I don't know whether it would be of the
That's
same time or all of the colleges will have that different graduation date. But if you done with affiliation for the past, I don't know how many months, and
that's the world class.
yeah, and up to now,
That's the world class. That's the world class Cesar Guerra is responsible for this. That's the world class. Come on.
yeah, so that's the issue. I don't know where the problem is. Whether because of the riot, they are not graduating the
Man, they
students,
put me
or
having that issue prior to
because
the riot.
there is
That
no
issue was
system. I don't know. I don't know what's the hold on. So we really need to look at this. We
Cesar
talk.
Guerra is
We have to look at a middle school for now. So we need it. I think when they were running independently, it was smooth, but I don't know
Cesar, you need to call. We got the number there. Call on the show.
Cesar Guerra need to come on the
Need
show.
to come in.
Couple.
When the colleges were running independently, they were like smooth. They were on time.
Yeah.
But why as soon the issue of the university
Elijah,
came in,
Elijah, let me say this quick.
everybody
Let me
just
say this quick before I lose my thought on it. Yeah,
everybody just want to be. I don't know why everybody want to be independent, or what? Where is the problem?
Let us say Guerra. Let us say Guerra as the world class. But couple, I want to say this quickly, right? So I don't lose thought on it. You know, the strategic document. Especially again, I want to make reference to the guy, this specialist or so in Michigan. Aliyah was referred to this guy to help put together a strategic document. And in this strategic, once Aliyah signed the MOU, everything is done now. We go open a university, right? But in a strategic document, they're gonna, we're gonna have like a section on how we're gonna like go about recruiting students to our university, how we're gonna go about raising funds, how we're gonna go about having our structure, our administrative structure in place. Okay, but that document, the document is not even available. The document is not available. Okay. Reverend Brian Palmer came on the show. I remember asking that question specifically. Are you in touch with, let's say, what's the relationship with the schools and Lutheran University and the congregations? For example, I would say our cousins or our siblings, right? There's a familiar word I would say, in the ELCA. The Catholic school system. The Catholic school system or the Catholic universities, they're in touch with all of their Catholic high schools because it's a school system.
This is why I want to come in. The issue of students should never be our issue.
It shouldn't be a problem.
It should be funding.
So
the issue of students should not be issue for us. We are organized. We are a church. We got colleges. We got youth who graduated from high school. We have high school.
Yeah.
Here's the
thing. Like I said earlier on, right? We missed the mark before opening our university. We should have had an open house. And when you have an open house, you are inviting the public, you inviting your own institution principals and other people, because this is information sharing time, because this is a new venture for you. So as Lutherans, you got schools around, you got high schools around Liberia, right? And you're about to go into full-blown university. And what's your strategy to attract students to your university? You should have this open house. Invite the public and invite your school principals and administrators to this open house. You have flyers and brochures and different informational materials there. And at that open house, you're able to provide information to people and say, this is how we want to proceed. But we missed that mark. We only brought people and said we're not open Lutheran University, taking over existing institution. And then this is what happened. Couple, if I have been here operating semi-autonomously at my location, and now I see you bring in another person, you say, oh, I'm going to be operating underneath this person. That's the issue about power and control. Now, I know that I'm going to be losing power and control of the area that I am controlling. And that is the situation with the deans, quote-unquote directors that were at this institution. They control the budgets of these institutions, all of the fundings, and they have different NGOs and different programs at Phoebe, that fundings coming from different areas that they were controlling. So taking it out of their hands will be met with resistance.
Stiff resistance.
And if you did not put into place a proper transitional process to integrate this institution, that's the end result we have today. Why in this world the president of the Lutheran University would give an instruction to the dean of Phoebe and say, communicate this to the students, and the deans refuse to do that communication? Why? Why do you think that is happening? And that is the reason why. That is the reason why when I called the president, I told you, I said, you should be holding administrators responsible for the lapses that you are having, rather than punishing the students for what they did, because you have not met your end of the bargaining. All right. So if the administrators are not functioning, it means there's a lap in your system. So you have to be holding So how are you holding the administrators responsible? The older than the president had to tell me and the dean got a few. Oh, okay. So you and the dean got a few. Is this how you're going to solve it? So the students going to suffer from the field that you and the dean are having. So this is not the way forward. So there's issue of power and control happening at Phoebe. People think that they're losing power with the Phoebe Esther Baker School going underneath the Lutheran University. Certain people are going to be losing on certain places they were getting money from, so they will not have control of that money. So we missed the mark of the integrated financial system before taking over Phoebe and Esther Baker. So when you see all of these things happening, the Lutheran University is struggling, we missed the mark before we ever started the Lutheran University. We're already heading for failure.
Elijah, I would tell you for a fact that the red flags were there. We know them.
Yes.
Like I said, it's still not late yet.
It's not late, but to be honest with you,
it's not late.
The right thing to be done is to really put a pause.
Yeah, it's not late. We can still go back to the table. The administrator, the president, Mr. President, you can still go back on the drawing board. Call your administrator, call your deans of college, call them. Just sit around the table and ask yourself, what can we do? What's the way forward? What can we do to come out on course? What can we do?
Aliyah, LCL,
The
and
the
the board of
tripartite group.
trustees. They need to come together at the drawing board, look at what they have today, and ask themselves, is this what we want?
We
Is
want.
this the world-class university we envision? All right. I'm not saying Aliyah cannot raise money and send subsidies to the university. All universities around the world, they run based on subsidies, right? But they also depend on intake for students. So the subsidies that you receive from overseas and other partners, these are monies that are there. If you don't receive your student intake, you use that money to keep running the
Keep
institution.
running the institution.
But if you go
Because
to
there will
the
always be an expenditure. There will always be recurring expense, especially when it comes to
Yes.
salary.
Yeah,
There
but
will
if you
always
keep just
be.
waiting for Aliyah to send money to the Lutheran University to pay
What
the
if
president, to pay
Aliyah
this
too
one,
depend? Aliyah is depending on someone too. Aliyah
yeah,
doesn't have her own source of
yeah.
income.
So
Aliyah,
that's a big challenge.
Yeah.
That's a big challenge for the Lutheran University. Yeah.
I think I mean today is not one of our regular days, so we kind of spontaneous some of these comments or questions once they come about, we will kind of review them. I think this is a student, Josephus Barr. He said, "You are right, sir. Lutheran University is causing serious trouble for some of us at home. Our family blame us for choosing that school to pursue higher education. But 2026 is going to be a different year because some of us are going to do whatever it takes for the right thing to be done. We will either sacrifice the future they want to damage or end some top official's career for good and forever. We don't deserve this kind of punishment because the Lutheran University plan poor because of the Lutheran University poor planning." This is very sad.
It
Yeah,
is.
it is. Who want to go to school and they can't graduate?
Elijah, leave this here for a little bit. There are a few things the guy put in here. If you look at his the second sentence, the third sentence here, he said we are going to. We said we will either sacrifice the future they want to damage or end some. It means that they are willing to. I mean,
that's a quoted.
that's a strong statement right here.
That's a strong and quoted sentence right there.
Yeah.
And to unpack that, there are a lot of things you can talk about that. And sometimes when we have the show, when we're talking about these things, other people think that we are bad marking the Lutheran University. We are
Right.
not.
No.
We want our institution to stand up and do the right thing. If we are talking about, we all went to schools. We went to school in Liberia. We went to school in America. We went to different institutions. And we know what it means to go to a school to learn. There's no way that you want to deprive somebody education, especially in post-war Liberia, where a lot of young people have been left behind due to the Civil War. So if you have young people who are so much eager to still learn and do something for themselves, as a learning institution, we should provide the platform for them. We should enhance that. But we have this mentality that we providing, like when students come to school, teachers think that they are doing favor for the students. They think that the students are in school because of some privilege that they have. So therefore, they should be yes, sir, and they should not ask the critical question. And that's led to the saga at Phoebe Hospital. I can say that for a fact because I spoke to some of the administrators and I asked them some of the critical questions. Somebody trying to hide a butt and put the students in the front because of the wrong that they did. Mm-hmm. And that's why when I spoke to the president, I told him, did you talk to these students? Did you do your investigation? And he could not really tell me. He only listened from what the lawyer told him, and that was the fact. That was all he went off. And start suspending students. Did you, out of the 20 plus or 14, 20 to 14, 14 to 20 plus counts that the students listed as requests, that how many of them you responded to? Okay, how many of them you took few mattresses and carried to Phoebe? What else have you done? What else? We need to pause the Lutheran University, apologize to that Managua for putting him in this situation, and then go back to the roadmap and strategize and come back. That's the only way forward. But now,
Elijah, while we look at this comment, right? Let's take this call quickly, please.
Okay.
1 second. Let me increase my. Yeah, go ahead and brother, go ahead.
Hey, hello to everybody in the studio. Elijah, my deepest sympathy to you and the family and the entire Lutheran Church, my brother. I hope God is guiding you and giving you guys the strength to carry through, man.
Thank you, Sissy. I appreciate that.
I saw that the other day. My heart broke, man. But it brings us back to something else. And I know we're discussing the Lutheran University, but it brings us back to something else we had discussed a while back about how the church takes care of its workers. Mm-hmm. Your father, the late Reverend, was a casualty of the lack of the Lutheran Church lack of commitment to its workers. Yeah. And we just saw that with the passing of the Oman. And when people give you their days of youth in the field, when they are older, the expectation is that they are able to reap back some of that the relationship is not a one-way street. It goes both ways. I gave you so that you take care of me later on. But we're seeing that a lot of family members, a lot of former pastors and wives of pastors struggle in their old age, and I think that is bad for the Lutheran Church. Now, having said that, my sister, it's nice to see you, and my political cousin who never seen anything wrong with the Lutheran Church. I hope they make it PR one of these days.
Nice to see you, Pastor.
But the Lutheran experiment, because I hate to call it a university, the Lutheran experiment, I think like the sister is saying, deserves a rethinking. You know, you're never quite done with anything. Everything you do in this world, especially so when it has to do with anything that is business or corporate, you always have to look back, look at the plan, and see where you need adjustments. Where could we have done better? Yeah. We all know that this entire thing fell flat because people rushed with it because there's a lot of systems that were not in place. Okay, now fine. The last time we were here and we were giving some guidance to Dr. Malapa and his team when the students had the protest. And to date, I don't think there's really moved an inch, right? Yeah. And so now you have students who have written thesis 2 semesters ago. Yeah. Defended their thesis 2 semesters ago. Yeah. In any normal school setting, when you defend your thesis, you are sending invitation out to your family members to come to graduation. Yeah, yeah. Not for you to be sitting there 2 years later. It is the craziest thing I've heard. Yeah. Right? And I think the sad part is that folks who are in education, who are supposed to be continuous learners, because that's what educators are. Yeah. I'm refusing to learn anything. No. What have you learned? Like I really want these people who are running the Lutheran University to tell us what are lessons learned. What have they learned since the establishment of the Lutheran University? What are some things that they wish they didn't do? What are some things that they wish they had elevated more? Where are some places that we felt we should have put more emphasis, and where are some places maybe right now we're not ready for yet? And I listened to my sister. She spoke very clearly around the issue of the lack of, for lack of a better word, the lack of cohesion. Yeah. Esther Bacon is a different entity, it seems. and we have these schools and universities and community colleges, whatever we want to call them. We're running them in silos, when in fact they are all accountable to one central head. So how do you then give an overall state of the Lutheran schools if you're running everything in silos, in kind of semi-silos, right? I would really hope for the bishop to one day have an address that say the states of the Lutheran schools. And that is from every school, from pre-kindergarten all the way to the university. Is there a connection? Is there a cohesion? And I think it lacks connection, it lacks cohesion, because we want to do this semi-autonomous system, and we're not prepared for it. Yeah. And the last thing I will say on this whole Lutheran University thing is that we shouldn't have rushed to go to a university.
No.
This is why we're struggling for students. And the sister Redler spoke about that, about if you don't have butts in America, because that's what I call it, if we don't have butts in the seats, you don't have a school.
Right. Yeah.
My school district, if I don't have enough kids registered by October, I'm looking for where to cut money already.
Yeah.
We're looking for, because we already know we're going to be behind in budget.
Yeah.
So the butts in the seats are the reasons you have the university. And so we have started and maybe incorporating Esther Bacon and starting with maybe one college that offers a bachelor, and everything else that we stop with associate degrees. Those folks that are getting their associate degrees can then stay with us to become a bachelor level. I know so many school systems in Liberia started that way. They started with elementary.
Yeah.
As the elementary got full, they added junior high. Mm-hmm. They kept their kids going until they went to senior high. It didn't just go start at senior high right away and start looking for students. So I really do want to end by saying that I hope folks who listen to us don't think that for some reason we don't like the Lutheran Church. I think we love the Lutheran Church so much so that some of us take our time to be on here and providing critique. We believe, I really believe that I love the church so much so that I hate to see the church falter.
Right.
I'm very competitive, because you know me.
No, absolutely.
In everything I do. And
absolutely.
So for me to call myself a proud Lutheran, that's why I come out here every time to talk about the things that are not happening right, because I want to be able to knock my chest in the public and say I am a Lutheran. Like I'm always telling people, we are from the mother's church, we are from the originator. I don't care where anybody for preaching point that is a deep one station say, St. Peter Lutheran Church is the originator. And I love to tell people that I'm a Lutheran, and I think we can do better. So I just think that Dr. Malachi is his leadership, along with the students, they all need to just come back together and kind of do this thing with what have we learned? Where did we go wrong? How can we correct? Because these students got to be out. They got to graduate. They're paying their money, right? Mm-hmm. They have to go out into the workplace. You can't be a perpetual student.
No.
But they had no care when my beginner say in school. Beginner got to go get, they start getting paid to get out.
Yeah.
All right. No, before you go, Josephus Bar had put up two statements. I think you read the first one. This is the first one again on screen. And if you go to his second comment here, this the second sentence, he said about 2026 is going to be a different year because some of us are going to do whatever it takes for the right thing to be done. Then he followed up with a second comment and says a quote that I am serious about what I'm saying tonight. I actually enrolled at the university to acquire knowledge that will permit me to get a job and be able to help my family and young siblings. Why keep me in school for more than 5 years knowing that I'm supposed to be out by now hunting for jobs? Since they are more interested in getting our tuition and keeping us at the university while their children are attending good schools with better system. Let them know every bad soul needs a bad medicine. And that's unquote.
Oh, that's another one.
Mm-hmm. That's the second stick there.
Yeah.
I think I kind of addressed that in a little bit when I talked about having these students being perpetual students.
Okay.
It is not a good thing because for some of us who went to colleges, we saw that as an investment. I'm going to invest so that I can get out
It is an investment.
and have a return on my investment.
Yeah.
Right? And the return on my investment is for me to be able to build a family, for me to pick myself up from poverty, for me to lift my, especially in Liberia, right?
Yeah.
Where when one person is educated, sometimes they're the only person in the family,
The entire
sometimes they're the
family.
first person in the generation.
Right.
And so they start that wheel of lifting their family and their generation from poverty. And so if sometimes you will see, because I know this happening in my village, sometimes an entire group of people, a whole village will come together to form somebody tuition. Or you go to school, you have one chicken here, or when you go, you have rice here, so you can be EPO, because they're all believing in their one child to graduate sooner. So they all can boast and say, our child too from our village has a degree. And that child will be able to look back. And maybe that child will buy the zinc, to sing, to roof the clinic. That's be the child that bring the first library back to his or her village. But if you're holding those students over there forever, right, then what is the essence of the education? If they stay there, by the time they graduate, the job market is already flooded.
Yeah.
So why did you keep them there? And then I don't understand how this even works for the university. Because by keeping these students on your roster, you're not creating room for new people. You're not bringing in new students because you only have a finite number of space, right?
Yeah.
So it is a lose-lose for both sides, but particularly so for the students, it's horrible. And you know, you can listen to what that person wrote, you can read what that person wrote, and you can tell the frustration that's in it.
So much frustrated, yeah.
That the right thing is going to be done. And look, I will be very frank with you and say, I empathize. If I were in that situation, I probably would have been way worse in saying what I was saying than what he wrote. Because you can't keep somebody. I told my family, I'm going to go to the university. Here is the brochure they gave us. It is going to be 4 years. Mind your bad patient, your sacrifice for me. 4 years, they find way of making it, but they're breaking it by. You're not going to find no more. I'll go find small job. I'm going to buy a bag of rest. I need to making go to making cassava farm. Right? You will reduce the stress. So your family believe in you in that. You are kind of like the northern star of your family. They're all looking at you. And then you just perpetually in college. And then you're not there for free. So you're there for 6 years, but you're still paying tuition.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So please tell me, when that student goes back to his or her or family, what is the narrative? What is, when they ask them, what is the return on our investment? What do they say?
Yeah.
What do they say? It's a bad situation.
It is.
Seriously.
It is, yeah. All right, appreciate you so much. Cos, and Merry Christmas again. And we wish you a happy New Year, and we wish to talk to you. Yeah. Man, how you gonna end it? You're gonna end the conversation. All right, we'll talk behind the scene.
Couple, let me go ahead and recognize our viewer today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elijah, speaking about viewers, right? There's someone watching from Grand Cape. This is our first time.
Yeah, I was just going to start doing that.
Huh?
Is he Aaron Pope? Is he Aaron Pope brother?
Yeah, Chuchu Pope is from Total Tie. He's Aaron Pope's little brother.
Okay,
not little brother, but nephew.
Oh, okay, his nephew.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he can be brother, nephew.
Yeah, he's a nephew. Yeah.
Okay.
And
we also have our sister Hawa Kuyate, and you know all the time. Once unlike some of the other parishes, somewhere along the Japanese freeway, only when the council chairperson is coming on the show, that's when you see all of them coming around. Some of us, our parishes are our parishioners,
what
rather.
do you do? All right, we got Mother Fatura Johnson watching
Our
the show.
parishioners are always, monitoring.
Mrs. Johnson. Merry Christmas.
Johnson want to say.
My darling. My darling.
Patience,
if I can't keep it, you cancel that. I will take
I can't keep it, yeah.
Patience, my daughter is there, my baby girl. Take care of her good.
Patient, I hope those people from couple where district need they
didn't go. Nobody got by the village. Oh, I don't know.
You got no signal to your village. That's a problem about it. They put this in text messaging, no signal to your village.
Go ahead. We got.
Oh.
So I talk about it. Say,
Man, talking about Peter, man, we nobody here for that. You know, we'll talk about y'all later on.
No, this is serious. The Lutheran University needs.
No, it is serious.
It is.
Our dear sister, our dear big sister, Marlon.
Good morning. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
A prosperous New Year.
Yeah,
The
just
you
give
and
us
the
a
little
call. If you
girl
want
and
to
the
call us,
baby.
give us a call, please. We know you've commented twice. Give us a call. Andrew Noah. And Andrew Noah, I think he was misunderstanding.
Yeah, he was
Yes,
misunderstanding.
I think
City.
he didn't understand
Yeah.
what Brother Sissy said, but he said, well, we're on your side.
Yeah, Brother Sissy, Brother Andrew, Mr. Goya is actually on your side.
Yeah, he's on your side. He's in your camp. So yeah, I would say he's in your camp.
Yeah, he is.
And our Reverend again. Listen, you know, Reverend Jala is like the lone student. Is our lone student at the Lutheran University. Even if we have one person viewing, I know it's Reverend Jala.
Mm-hmm.
If we have one person viewing us, it's Reverend Jala. Again, Reverend Jala.
We want to also extend a happy anniversary to him and his beautiful wife.
Oh yeah. Oh man. But man, listen, we need to find a time to sit with Reverend Jala. And I know we've invited him. He's a busy man, but he's running a very good program in Liberia. Fit and Justice, right?
Oh my gosh, my own Sunday school teacher just commented as well. I want to highlight that, Brother Jerome. This is very sad and painful.
Please go to Moluba Flow.
Wait, let me read what he said, right? This is very sad.
Can you go to Moluba Flow?
All right, he's very passionate.
I just want to read what Brother Jerome wrote. This is very sad and painful, but this was not what was intended. It is unfortunate that so many changes have been made in the plans of the Lutheran University for staffing, personnel, grouping, and classification of the various colleges of the university. This diverting from the original plans and leading to so much trouble to the university. However, though unfortunate, things will be better with time by the grace of God. This is a lawyer. This is my school teacher. This is my
I know he's a lawyer. This is my Sunday school teacher as well. But Elijah,
what?
I know he's a lawyer. He's my Sunday school teacher as well. That's Uncle Jerome and B. Entesu. I remember them. I remember sitting under his teaching at St. Peter's. Mm-hmm. Okay, but again, this does not justify the fact that someone should stay in someone's child. You know,
he's not saying that though. He just saying he said it's unfortunate. He said it's unfortunate that the plans were not
he alluded to the fight. He alluded to the fight that what was in plan.
Yeah, but Elijah, yeah, but Elijah, while it is true that he empathized with the students, it is unfortunate, but he should at least give some. You know,
look at the opening sentences. Look at the opening sentence. It is very sad and painful. But this was not what was intended. It is unfortunate that.
But listen, now look at his look at his last comment. He said,
"However,
things will get better with time."
Yes.
How many time do we need?
He provided hope. He know that what he's saying.
There's hope for the future.
Yeah, for the future.
He should be encouraging. He should be encouraging. That Sakwi Manapa and Brian Patmore and the other guys to graduate these students.
My brother, you should acknowledge that, Brother Jerome.
I did. I acknowledged the fight.
He acknowledged the situation.
I acknowledged the fight
with the situation and also provided hope. Those are all the things that I see in his comment here. Don't hold Brother Jerome feet to the fire for saying the right thing.
Man, I understand faith, hope, and love, but the greatest is love. But let's be honest. Right?
Mr. Butterfly Jr. is watching from Feasible Town.
Feasible. My man, listen. This is feasible.
Now, so when it comes to Lofa Conte and St. Matthew, then you ready to pay attention to it. When it comes to St. Peter, you want to interrupt the whole thing, huh? Okay, I understand your tactic. All right, I understand.
Brother Flomo want to say thank you for following from Feasible. All right, this is the This is the most vibrant city right now in Lofa County. Okay. I miss all of the Pound One, the Two Logi, the Kitty Logi. I miss all of them. But again, great job, man. Great job, Malva. Thank you for following.
Joshua.
Oh, Joshua want to say thank you. He's following from Phoebe Airstrip. I want to say thank you again.
The last name?
Tuakolon. It's Tuakolon. I think it's related to Reverend James Tuakolon. Tuakolon. This is the
Tuakolon.
Yeah, it's a Tuakolon, but this is Tuakolon. Yeah, Tuakolon. Yeah, again.
Yeah, I think that's the last one we had.
No. Hey guys, 2 o'clock. I was just kidding with brother, with brother Jerome's well, uncle. Sorry, not brother Jerome, but with Uncle Jerome's comment. But I mean, he is not in charge of that, so he's just trying to encourage us.
But is he part of the board? Is he part of the
administration? No. I remember he was in that meeting, and when he talked about the plan, he was in the first meeting in 2021 when we met.
Yeah.
He was in that meeting, but the team was changed.
Everything was on our university.
Yeah, but Jerome is just one of the leaguer and one of the leaguer persons and one of the opinion leaders of the LCL. So, like, I remember when we had this saga with Bishop Harris, then when there were a group of pastors and deacons that were protesting for when they said Bishop Jensen was not a pastor in the LCL. Again, Brother Jerome and other people had to come to, they were invited to explain the Constitution and everything else. So he just one of those respected persons in the LCL that the LCL looks up to for so many things.
I know him. I thought he was on there.
And Elijah, to your credit, and I hope you don't take your words back.
Yeah,
it's good that you said he's one of the respected persons in the LCL. Okay, don't associate, the hand down congregation. Okay.
What are you talking?
That hand me down, Paris. That is hinting down over to you. Listen right here.
All right, please confirm that for the everybody.
So Zozo, Zozo
is more trouble now.
Zaza is the provincial, city, but Feasible is an emerging city right now.
Emerging city.
Feasible, they got.
It's a little time between Vandermeer and Zaza.
Yeah, Elijah, stop that. Wait a little time between Vandermeer.
The convention that brought Jerome to power, right?
Yeah,
I was invisible.
I've been invisible before.
Looking at it, this is where Feasible is. That may know Feasible. Once you pass Salaye, and once you pass Salaye into Zozo, you have all right. But no, Uncle Jerome, I was just kidding, to be honest. But I know that your comments meant good, and I know you are part of the first team. He was actually part of the first team, with Reverend King, but for some reason the team was changed, and so we find ourselves. And to his point, I mean, credit to his point that we can only ask for calm and ask for peace, and that the right thing should be done at the right time. I'm just hoping that the leadership will listen to individuals like Uncle Jerome to see into it that the issue at Phoebe is addressed speedily. Okay, you can just hold the students hostage. You can't hold the students. It's like holding them hostage. They are no longer students.
Somebody just provided information for you.
What's what? My man,
you love my people there for you here today.
of Georgia.
Listen, Moriba Flomo is not informed. Feasible right now is an emerging city. I'm telling you, by 2028, we're gonna be declared a city, and we're gonna have
Okay, then.
Until then, you
Well,
still
I later between Sosa
late time, man. Listen,
and
Elijah, if you remember in the acolyte prayer, right? And the Bible says that you don't light a lamp and put it on a cover. The Bible, you remember the Bible also talk about a city on the hill.
That festival, eh?
Sit. If you look at a geographical location of feasible is like in the valley, though. Oh, feasible is on the hill. Hey man, listen, we have great sons and daughters from feasible, like Game Yetru, the late Game Yetru is from feasible, the late General Gavler Y. Johnson is from feasible. We have great people from feasible. Oh yeah, it is sad. It is sad. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean we have to just keep thinking, yeah, you know. But again,
they need to
okay, John, come on. Let's move on and kind of wrap down the show. Let's
wrap down to the end of the year topic. Let's move down to the end of the year topic. Let's move down to the
Bishop indictment. That was the big topic here.
That was the big thing. That was the big topic, and
you know, I want to start up on that, right?
Go ahead.
I was happy. I think, Woody, I shared a document with you.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I shared a document when I received the clearance from the court, clearing the bishop of everything else. And, and like we were, like I was one of those persons who kept saying, let us not ask the bishop to recuse himself. And, and there was cause for him to leave. But at least I'm happy that, there was a friendly dialogue going on. We all were seeking the right thing to be done. And because we believe that the LCA, the character and the moral value of the LCA was on the line. And because it was on the line, other people were interested in making corrective measures before the bishop became indicted.
Elijah, can I just hold just a pause a little bit? Hold on. Before you did that, Elijah, hold on, Elijah.
Hey, yo, this is your good friend Josiah. Welcome to my Lutheran Connections online TV, where we bring you the best in education, information, and entertainment. Don't touch your dial.
They said that TG won the BMO certificate in BMO.
I better teach you the girl coil. No, to be frank, one of the Lutherans that we are proud of in government is the DG. So we know.
You see that? Okay, you know what? So I didn't even read a comment. You know what? Let's take the comment from the screen. You see, I didn't even read a comment. You see that?
The ITTI is the little visible names also rural teacher.
The man said it's in little visible. Come on, man.
Visible.
Come on, Bijo.
Little visible. So your whole prospect about a city or a hill, everything the digital pull water on the fire.
Come on, man. Come on, Bijo. You can't Bijo. Come on, man. I read this comment. All right.
The DJ's not laughing at you, man. I told you, I said, well, you gotta be careful with your history here. Because you know a lot of people are down it. So
man, look, let's see. Look, Elijah, ask the DG about the late Gavler Y. Johnson, a prominent, a prominent son of the soil, and where he hails from. Feasible. Okay,
we know there are a lot of good people from Facebook. We're not arguing.
Exactly.
No, that's not the argument here. We're just talking about the
city on the hill.
Here. The city starter is what in question.
It's not here, yeah.
Go ahead, Elijah. I just want to recognize the DG.
Yeah, the DG is laughing at you, my man. So, but we want to say to you, DG, we are still continuing the legacy of the show. Today, we are just looking at some of the hot topics we discussed during the year. And we're looking forward in 2026 to have you on the show so we can talk about some of the things that you're doing in Liberia. We are very proud of you. We know you've been into some hot waters and you get out of it, and you're one of the guys standing tall, and we are proud of you as Lutherans over here who are following the work in Liberia. So let's get back to the bishop.
The bishop, bishop.
Yeah, so like I was saying, it's a good thing that he's been acquitted of this situation because this was the big storm, heavy fire on the LCL, and we all were fighting for the soul and moral, value of the church. But with this clearance from the court, I think this is a relief for a lot of Lutherans, and I appreciate that we had this communication coming from his office through my Lutheran connection, let the people know the start of the case. So I think it's a good thing, and we should applaud him for recusing himself for the short time to go through the process. And that's justice. He availed himself to the justice system. No one is above the law. And today his name is cleared. That's a good thing.
So, Elijah, let me also give some updates on that. DG, thank you so much. Thank you. He is going to avail himself sometime during the year in 2026. We want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much, DG. I want to say this quickly, Elijah. So last evening, in addition to this clearance, last evening we received a communication, and I want to be very grateful to the leadership of the church. And the BA, Reverend P. Oh, that's our pop. Manipele
Kesmo, yeah, Missouri.
Yes, Missouri. So the BA reached out last evening and informed us that the church, the Lutheran Church in Liberia, is going to have a Thanksgiving service. And I think it's worthy to have a Thanksgiving service because the Bible says that in everything we should give thanks to God. So the Lutheran Church in Liberia is scheduling a Thanksgiving service in January. Right after the Thanksgiving service, there's going to be a major press conference. That's he emphasized the word major press conference, and some of those media outlets, those major media outlets, including he failed not to mention that he said including my Lutheran connection will be live, and I assure him that just let us know. We're gonna have one of our partners. We have our partners in Liberia, so one of them will be there to carry this press conference live. And right after the press conference, the famous Bishop Hour will be back. He will be appearing on the last Sunday in January. He will be on the show, Bishop Hour. And to put icing on the cake, Couple and I were just talking before the show started that the BA is going to be or is the John the Baptist for this marathon in January, because guess what? He's going to be here first Sunday.
Awesome.
He's coming here first Sunday on MLC Talk. So he's going to come and outline what are the plans for, the Thanksgiving service. How is it going to be like? The major press conference he talked about. He is going to be coming here to detail all of that, leading to the Bishop Hour in January, which is the last Sunday in January. So, like you mentioned, I'm also grateful. It's just like some people, and really, we're not going to hold them responsible. Some people, see our actions in, the way they understand it. Let me put it that way. Sometimes they see us as friendly individuals. They see us as people in their camp, and some days they look at us as the bad people, the bad guys. Okay. Either way, we try as much as possible to stand for the truth. Okay. We cannot see the truth and not speak about it. We did not come on this show not a day to denigrate our church, not to mention the office of the bishop. We're not talking about the individual in the office, but the office of the bishop is a sacred office. We never came on the show one day to pull our church down. And like Elijah mentioned that some of us, but not some of us, but I would say the Lutheran Church in Liberia were actually going through a period because our members were also, traumatized because people were pointing fingers. Oh, those are the Lutheran or the Lutheran beach. Can you imagine the show hosted on one of the other outlets? They were, oh, this guy is the Lutheran bishop. The guy is coming referring to our religious head as this guy is the Lutheran bishop. You understand? But we're very much glad. We're glad that today, I think the prosecutors did not find enough evidence, did not find, merit in the case. So they went back to the same judge and said, listen, we don't think we can prosecute this case. And by God's grace, our bishop, and not only our bishop, but our sister also, let us not fail to mention that our sister Annie Flomo were also acquitted. So we want to give God the glory for that.
Good. Couple, it's all yours.
I'm reading the comment the person posted.
Yeah, people stay off CP. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this one so far, what have we done? That's a comment. Okay, as it relates to our bishop saga, as we all know that for the past months, he have been. I'm sure that he himself, it was tough for him. It was really tough for him because you serving as a bishop for a Lutheran church in Liberia, not just an ordinary church, but a Lutheran church that has I don't know how many parishes, and then your name is anything like that, you would definitely be unstable. Let me just put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Even an ordinary person, unless you don't have conscience, or unless you don't have some self-esteem, that why you would just take it as being a normal situation. But for what our bishop was going through or what he's going through, I think it wasn't easy for him. We all beat on him when we heard it. Other people call for his resignation. Other people call for impeachment. But the church stood by him, and now he went and he cleared his name. For me, I haven't read that full document. I don't want to lie to you. I haven't gone through it yet. But I want to be grateful that indeed the Lord take a course. He went to the court and he exonerated himself from whatsoever allegation that was leveled at him. Likewise for my sister, Annie. She posted in one of our chat room. I did not really give it credence because the time I wanted her, she did not, so I did not give it credence, to be frank. But we thank God that it happened that way, and the both of them cleared our name. Fine. We are with the press conference and see what will come out of it. I think I'm done with that.
All right. Can we go to closing now?
Yeah, I want to be the first to close. No, you know why, Elijah? Go ahead, go out the first.
Well, can we allow couple to lead that process? But it's good. Couple, you want me to start?
But wow.
Closing?
The closing statement?
Yeah. I can go.
Go.
Okay.
But you haven't addressed this guy's question. We haven't addressed this question.
What had the Lutheran Connection done?
Yeah.
So much. We've spoken with administration. We've also called to we also raised the concern of those suspended Lutheran students, and the board of Lutheran University promised to to intervene. I think the board had a meeting right after Christmas on the 26th. The board had a meeting, and that was part of the agenda. So, excuse me. So these are some of the things that we are doing in the back end, having back end conversation. Uh, Lutheran University is actually far from us at some extent. We do not have a grip on Lutheran University, but we can amplify the concerns and progress happening at Lutheran institutions. So those are some of the the work we've done in the back end.
Just to,
Um,
just to add up to you, Woody,
yeah,
Cody, if you ask the question, what have we done? What we are doing here today is just some of the things that we've done.
sure.
Coming on here and raising awareness about the circumstances around the students at the Phoebe campus. Um, those are some of the things that we've been doing. Personally, we've reached out to administrators. We've reached out to Aliyah. We've brought up the situation. So one thing you guys should understand is that our role is just create awareness around the situation so that the actors can act. So if we raise the awareness and the actors don't act, I don't know what else we can do because we are not in the position to make decisions at the Lutheran University. All we can do is to create the awareness around the deplorable situations on the campus, and so that the leaders can do the right thing. And we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to advocate to have a better Lutheran University that meets the needs of the students. Because I, for one, I'm not a believer in sending students out of school. I want to see you in school because you made a lot of sacrifices every day to be on campus. So there are other ways you can punish students, and we will continue to raise the awareness to make sure that the right thing is done. So I think so far so good. That's the scope of of our work, or the limitation of what we can do. It's just to raise awareness and keep asking them to do the right thing.
It's like
Yeah,
Abraham had not been following us. If Abraham had been following us, he wouldn't have asked this question because there are a lot of time that we discuss the issue of the Lutheran University, especially Phoebe Saka. We did not discuss it once. No. There were a lot of time that we even invited students that were involved in the protest.
You were one of those that we.
Well, he was one of those. Then why is he asking us? That Elijah said we cannot make decision, but we will discuss the issue. We need an intervention concerning our time wasted on Phoebe.
And we're doing just that. We're doing just that.
We're doing just that. The part of talking about it is another thing. We're doing just that. We're talking about it, and we hope that the administration will listen to us and find a way forward. That's all we can do. We cannot go grab them or say, okay, tomorrow is graduation. No. The fact that we are talking about it and they are listening, I'm sure they will come up with that decision or with that plan. Abraham. Okay. All right. Closing statement. What are you sleeping?
No, I'm not sleeping. I'm just following up. That's I'm not sleeping. All right. So let me no, I want Elijah to go first. But
why you want everybody to go first?
Okay, I will go first. Let me tell you something that you see the issue right now at the Lutheran University. If the Lutheran University can only consider the board or Lutheran University, they can consider moving their headquarters to feasible city on the city of light on the hill. And some of these things, I mean, you might not see happening right now because I tell you what, even Manchester City is camping right now in feasible. You saw some of the players going back to Africa. So Manchester City is considering establishing a training ground or a base at feasible. So some of these things, you can have some of these things taken care of.
They're gonna have you as the country manager.
No.
Representative from feasible.
Yeah.
Listen, Feasible hosts one of the most famous teaching centers in Liberia that people don't really talk about. Somokota. Okay. I think the DG also attended our school. And DG, please ensure that Somokota is on the list of those institutions that will be that you'll be focusing on by come 2026. But anyway, we'll talk about that. But again, today we had a great show. This one thing I love about Christmas season, and I also love about our year in review. We had a great show today. Some of our fathers, some of our mothers, some of our brothers and sisters that we haven't seen them, in a long time. We saw some of them popping up today. Great job to Uncle Jerome. I remember doing our days at St. Peter's. Big Auntie Sue and Uncle Jerome. It was a great, it was great having you share your thoughts on our show today. And also to our DG, again, man, we want to say thank you. We have your audio here, or your video. I'm sorry, we have your video here, and we're going to save this video always. We're going to try to work. We're going to try our best and see if maybe we can have that added to our intro. We're going to work on that, make sure that it is added to our intro. But we had a great show today. Great work we've done, in the entire year 2025. There are some mistakes that we made, like Couple mentioned earlier. There are some things that we did not do right. There were some times that we had technical issues that we had to rectify. But all in all, we give God the praise and we give God the glory that again we were able to run another year. This is something that we are doing. Again, we want to make this clear to the public. This is something that we are doing of our own, from our own pockets. The platform we are using is not free. All right. Nowadays, in fact, it's more expensive. But again, for the good of our church, and whatsoever we can do, to help amplify the message of our church and shine light on those places that the church is doing good. And also, if the church has some issues somewhere or some area that they can, improve, we would try the best that we can. I want to end on this note that thank God for our young adults. They are right now on camp. Shout out to the president, Enoch. We want to say thank you so much, Enoch Koma, and the camp management team, and to all those who contributed. Some people made contributions, but I'm not going to mention names. You are there in Minneapolis, and we just want to say thank you. And Brother Zena, again, have our deepest condolences.
Thank you, Willie. And in closing, I also want to acknowledge that. I want to acknowledge all of you who reached out to express your sympathy to us during the homegoing of our mother. We were able to lay her to rest yesterday. So thank you all for reaching out. Also, I just want to say thank you to our committed followers. 2025 we had some ups and downs. We had some bittersweet moments, I'm sure. And we're looking forward to 2026 to be enjoyable, entertaining, and also educational. We will continue to do what we can do best for the local church in Liberia. As my brother Willie said, what we do here, we do it from our own pockets. We commit our time also as well. So nobody is paying us for what we do here. In the process of verifying and getting information to come on the show, we do it all by our own volition. So nobody is coercing us to do it. It's just our own commitment. And we also want to acknowledge that Dr. Toto, one of our co-hosts, is not here today. He's currently in Liberia visiting with his family in Totota. So those of you in Liberia, if you can catch up with him, you can have some good conversation with him. He's in Liberia right now visiting with his family. But we want to say thank you to all of you for diligently following us throughout the year, and we look forward to a wonderful 2026 programming.
Thank you, Elijah, and thank you, Woody. That we are saying the road wasn't easy. 2025 was tough. It was good. It was bad. We agreed, we disagreed, but we are not coerced by people. Whatsoever we do, we talk here, it is something that we all speak individually. We don't even go to meetings to say this is what we all agree upon. No, we speak individually, how we see things, how we look at things, we speak it. So for 2025, if we have gone wrong to anybody, we apologize. But we are here for the interest of our beloved church. We are not getting hand out for anyone. We support this platform from our own pockets, and we commit our time to this thing, all because of our church. So come, let us discuss the issue. Don't sit back. We look forward to the women, the national women, the district women. Come, everything is because couple is on the platform as national women don't want to appear. Once you give our step back and you come and you just perform the good thing you're doing for the national women, district women, you come, you say it. We need to know what is happening within our various authorities. The men team, come and tell us how the men doing. Our district deans, we want to know how our various districts are doing within the LC, our parishes, our parish council chair. We want to know what is happening within our parishes. Please don't sit back. This is all Lutheran. Come, let us discuss the issue. Don't be afraid. We are not here to eat anybody, or we are not here to
Criticize.
credit anybody. You're not forced to answer or if we ask you a question. You're not forced to answer, or you can say all of the good things about your parish that is happening. If you think you got some power on, you're not forced to disclose it left for you. But we just want to know what is happening within our parishes.
Yeah, you can answer a question.
Come, let all of us discuss this church and let us discuss it in the interest of the church. Someone told me, say, since I'm married, I'm going to my husband's church. The person said, when do you want me to go to my husband's church? So I told her, I said, when do you want me to go? Auntie, you go to church.
Auntie, you kind of lose your
Say I'm bringing my husband over.
So you church. So
yeah.
That's it. That's the beauty of the church. So come here, let's discuss the church. And I want to say thank you for the year, for all those who have been following us. We said thank you, our regular follower, our regular commenter. We just want to say thank you so much for your time you committed on this platform. And to those who haven't followed us at all, want to appeal to you. Please go and like our page. Yeah. Go and like our Facebook page, our YouTube page, please.
And share this live.
Yeah, share the live. I'm going live. Just share it.
Yeah,
please, y'all help us. Yeah, help us. We want to grow our page. We want to monetize our page. Yeah. Please help us in that way. We can have something, but for now, we're not getting a handout from anywhere. So please, want to tell you guys thank you, and to my two brothers that I totally recognize you, and all of those who are on the back. Please come back. First Sunday we will have a great interview with the BA himself. I'm going to be on that session, so I don't think I will not be here. I will be on that
session. On that Sunday, we might put up a surprise. We are hoping to bring some of the OGs, on that show. We're gonna have the board chair, the ambassador,
the Reverend. Please, Reverend, come.
Yeah,
the first Sunday in the year. Please come. So once again, I want to say thank you until we meet first Sunday
next year.
Have a pleasant good night and happy New Year to everyone.
We'll see all of you guys next year.
Yeah, we'll see when next year.
Yep, see next year.
Oh. Well, I think it was a good show.